Hello, good evening. So, hi, hope you're all well. I am feeling really prepared for this evening. It's 8 o'clock. Hi, thanks for coming on board. Thanks, I hope you've got here she is. Right, so I am going to invite, since you're like, yes, view request, Katie, go live with Katie, that's what we want to do. Let's see how this works. Right, I think I have accepted you, Katie. I'll just do it again. Accept.
Hey, it worked.
Amazing.
It worked.
Hi.
Hey, Joe, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm really good, thanks. Well, I've got COVID, so, could be better. But, I feel if this is the worst of it, I'm actually doing all right, which is a bit smug, isn't it? Yeah, fingers crossed. I've been double jabbed, I've been boosted, thank goodness. So it's kind of business as usual, except I can't go out the house, so.
What day are you on now, Joe?
So my PCR came in on when was it? So yeah, Monday. So I started isolating from Monday morning, and then my results came on Tuesday. So yeah, so we're keeping an eye on government guidelines, but Christmas Day is not what it was going to originally be, which is a bit disappointing, but can't have it all. I feel all right. How are you? Oh, are you there? What's happened? Where are you? Request to join. You have no request to join. Right, I can't see Katie, so I'm going to see if I can somehow get her back. Let's see. Can anybody see Katie? Because I can't see her. Okay. What happened? You waved at Katie. Right, let's see if this happens. Don't you just love tech? Actually, I hate tech. Are you there?
I'm back.
Ah, amazing.
Back in.
Amazing. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Joe. Yeah, it's one of those days I feel like I've just been chasing my tail a little bit, but I think it's just that here, isn't it? We're just trying to get everything wrapped up, literally.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's been really, really good. I'm still in my one-to-one.
I love it.
Just seen some amazing clients that are still seeing amazing
Yeah.
so close to Christmas, which is just
Amazing. So I'm really interested to find out a little bit about you and your journey and kind of, what, made you decide to go on the one-to-one and then obviously become a consultant. So yeah, start from the beginning.
okay. Okay, so I had my first kind of introduction to Cambridge Weight Plan back in 2016. So that was 5 years ago. When I decided that I needed to lose a little bit of weight. At that point, I wanted to lose a stone, which I successfully did with my amazing consultant, Sam. And, I kept it off. It was relatively straightforward. It didn't take too long. And yeah, like I maintained, and I maintained for a long time. And then life just kind of gets in the way, right? Things happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, obviously, lockdown I don't really think did many people favours. It definitely didn't do me any.
No.
And that alongside with I had lost my mum,
Oh,
and it was just such a difficult time, And I am somebody that eats when they're happy, and I'm somebody that eats even more when they're sad.
yeah.
Or at least I used to be, should I say. And
Yeah.
I think well, I didn't think, I just ate. And
Eight.
so that was kind of like my coping mechanism, if you like, at the time, albeit not a very good one. And yeah, and from there, it just kind of seemed to snowball. I developed really bad anxiety, and I'm quite open and honest about that, especially
Yeah.
with clients and my friends as well, because I think it's something that we need to be talking about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that aside, I quickly realised that the answer, I guess, to my problems was not in the fridge. Quite a
It
big real.
never is though. It never is though, is it?
It never ever was, and I don't really know, but that was kind of like my go-to thing, was just comfort eat. Um, but yeah, so what I did was I got back in touch with my consultant Sam, and I said to her, "Are you still doing consulting? Can I get back on plan?" So that was this summer, and yeah, so I actually gained 3 stone,
Right.
and a
From
small,
having lost the stone originally.
yeah. So then on. So I was in a worse place than when I started back in 2015. And long story short, I got back on plan, and that was this summer. And I'm
Right.
quite a small person, and I
Right.
think when you're rather small, there's not an awful lot of places for it to go, right?
No, it shows more, doesn't it? Because you can't carry it well, which is
Exactly,
what everyone says when you're tall. Because sometimes your height, it just it's more evenly more proportioned, isn't it? But
exactly,
when you're small, you've got nowhere to hide.
exactly. Where all my weight goes is round my tummy, which of
Right.
course, literally the worst place for it to go, because it's round your organs. It is really
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
Um, So I was like, nope, I need to get back on plan and I need to do this. And my consultant was amazing. And I am just, what am I, 1 pound short of 3 stone in a 3 month period. Clapping.
Yay! The
Um,
classic lose a stone a month shines its head again.
exactly. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's fixed my anxiety by any means, but it's given me more self confidence,
Yeah.
which was full circle, because it actually means that I feel a bit better about it. I don't look in the mirror and think, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I think we all have our insecurities, and I always will, but it's
Yeah.
definitely with my mental health.
Yeah.
Um, and then that kind of brings me, I guess, nicely onto why I decided that I wanted to be a consultant. And I think, having been through the journey myself, we are essentially a product of the product. We've been there, we've done it, we know exactly how it feels. And the first thing that I say to my clients is, never be embarrassed.
Mm.
In
Yeah.
there, I know what it
Yeah.
feels like, and I know how difficult it can be to talk about those numbers on the scales, because it can be it's such a personal thing.
Yeah.
But having your own little cheerleader, and this is what we
Yeah.
do on consultants
Yeah.
to one basis, you're not
Yeah.
going to stand up in a group and have to explain why you haven't lost weight this week, or, feel bad. It's that one-to-one.
Shame. Shame.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And
Yeah.
so I thought, I love helping people, and I've done it, and I feel so much better myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to spread that, and help people, really.
Yeah.
And it's paid off, because look what's on my desk today. This is a
Hey!
award that I forgot to put in my client's bag. But you know who you are, and you'll get it tomorrow. I'll deliver it. I But yeah, it's just, and it sounds so cliche, Joe, and you'll know this as well from having lost weight and starting your business as well through Cambridge. It genuinely changes our lives.
Yeah, you feel kind of like there's that thing, like when you say, oh, it couldn't happen to me, that will never happen to me. And I feel like, no, but it can, but it actually really can happen. This isn't, all the people who know me, whether they're simmers or friends, are witnessing it with their own eyes. So they know that I'm not making it up. Like, they are seeing, simmers lose weight, the business grow and evolve. And so I feel like I'm not an imposter, honestly. Like, believe me, trust me, when I say it works, it really does friggin' work. You've just got to trust it. And there is that kind of like you said about not being embarrassed, whether it's embarrassed because you want to lose weight, whether it's embarrassed because you're on a meal replacement plan. It's kind of letting go of those inhibitions. And we're coming from a place as consultants that we are definitely not judging. We get it, we've been there. I'm a mum, I've put weight on with both my pregnancies. I didn't really want to be in family photos. I always feel like I was a fat mum and all that stuff. And I just I know what it feels like. And it's not about feeling embarrassed. You should, if anything, the fact that you want to improve your health situation is something that should be commended, and nothing that you should feel embarrassed about.
100%. But it's getting past that, oh, what will other people think? And that's
Mm.
absolutely coming back to the beauty of what we do as consultants. It's that one-to-one
Yeah,
contact you have with your slimmer, and you're not in a group, you're not thrown in there amongst everybody else. You have that contact and that one-to-one support.
yeah,
So having a bad day, which we all have, right? We're all human.
yeah,
Consultants aren't perfect. Consultants are tempted. Consultants will have meals off plan,
yeah.
but like that one-to-one support and
Mm.
reach out and have before the next weigh-in. We're available and we're there. And I think
Yeah,
that's what sets us apart from other diet companies. If you want to, um,
yeah.
I love it. This doesn't feel like a job, and you'll be exactly.
No.
And I can genuinely put my hands on my heart and say that I absolutely love it.
It's so true. It's like, like I've been to many of those weekly group weigh-ins, and you all sit round a semicircle, and everyone gets weighed, and then you take a whatever tin of beans in or whatever for the raffle, and you just think, well, actually, does the person who's standing in the middle of the room, the leader, do they know that my goal is because I want to fly to Australia in 6 months' time, and I don't want to use an extension seatbelt? Does the person next to me, their goal is because they want to try and reduce their insulin medicine? And that's pretty much certain that the person who's standing up in the middle of that particular room isn't going to know those level of details. And it is the intimacy and the journey that we both go on as a simmer and as a consultant, that we're invested in it. It's not just a kind of like, flock in by the numbers. It means a lot to me that I've been privy to that information, because it's quite personal, and it is quite, it is quite intimidating to open up to a stranger. But when you do, and as a simmer, your consultant's got your back, and that your consultant is going to support you all the way, and that when you are celebrating your 25th wedding anniversary and you can wear your engagement ring for the first time in 5 years, like, they are big things, and those things mean way much more than standing on a scales every week getting clapped or booed if you've gained or lost, because those are the non-scale victories. Whether your insulin has come down, whether you can get your wedding ring on, whether you can put whether you can put the belt on without the extension, they're all the bigger things that matter actually more, because they're the things that are going to boost your confidence.
I completely agree. And I think as well, when it's in the group atmosphere with group weigh-ins, the consultant perhaps doesn't actually notice that you've gone array.
Mm.
Until maybe they look back at the log, whereas we have, so if something's not right, then you can, I guess, nip it in the bud early on,
Yeah,
and support your slimmer to get back on track.
yeah,
And then, like, obviously the plan is so tailored to the individual. There's
yeah.
no there's no two slimmers that are the same, because there's no two people that are the same. So
No.
then we address that, and we can adjust it. And it's the same as well. Some people will say, what's the right plan for me? But the right plan for you is the one that you can stick to, right? And that's why there's so many different steps. It literally suits
So true.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true, because you could have, statistically, you could have two people that are very same height, same weight, same gender, but yeah, one of them could be, for example, a mum of twins who has very sleepless nights, isn't drinking that much water, and is very energy deprived and all this stuff, compared to someone who is 10, 20 years younger, who is in a very different lifestyle stage. They're the same weight, the same height, but yet actually they definitely will need different things according to their own personal requirements. So even though there are the steps, even within that, it will always be tailored to what that individual needs, and also the flexibility. Like, well, you don't have to be on that particular one step forever. If you've got a wedding or an event, you can step up, and then when you come back from a holiday or whatever it is, then you can step back down again. And it just allows that freedom, but within the structure as well, because otherwise I think the people who are like this plan like the discipline and the structure, and then with that taken away, it's all a bit like, oh, scary. So it's nice to have that kind of mix of the two.
Completely. And this is the thing as well. It's not a quick fix. It literally is
Mm.
because you you learn about food. You actually start to engage the brain with the mouth rather than just the hands and the mouth, and it's actually thinking more about, well, what am I having to eat? Is that the best choice that
Yeah,
I can have? But I just find it, like, again, like, it's not a job to be a consultant. I just think it's so rewarding, and your clients often become your friends, you know, because again, you've been through that journey together, and I just
yeah,
think nothing better than helping somebody to get to where they want to be and reach their goal. And just as you said, Joe, it doesn't necessarily need to be a goal of a number on the scales. Quite often, perhaps that's the goal at the beginning, but
mm,
the clients go through the journey, they realize that there are these non-scale victories that we love to shout about, because actually it's a lifestyle change, and the
yeah,
impact that has is
yeah,
just phenomenal.
yeah. I think my favourite thing, as one of my favourite things as a consultant, is when when your clients text you and they say, oh Joe, I've made a really smart choice. Before, pre, one-to-one, I would have done this and this and this, but now as a result I did this. And you just think, and it doesn't even take, you could be on plan for less than a week, and already that mindset and that kind of like attitude and approach is already start to change. Because that's what's so good about the diet, because it does generate results quite quickly if you stick to plan. That will only motivate and encourage you even more so to be, focused, because why would you want to sabotage it? So, everyone's like, well, okay, I've got 3 social events this week. But actually one of them is the most important one to me. The other ones I like, and I'll go, but actually I'm just going to have a product before I go out, and I'm just going to stick to water or something. But the one meal that I do want to go out, then I'll probably step up. Whereas before they might have just think, oh, well, I've got 3 meals out, I'm just going to go and have all 3 meals. It's about making smart choices and about prioritizing actually what means more important to you, and therefore so that you're not going to totally derail.
100%, and that's where it all kicks in, and it comes back to, it's a lifestyle change. It's not the quick fix that a lot of people think it is. And I mean, I love when people say to me, oh, it's just a quick fix, it's just, it's just shakes, you're going to put it back on. And I'm like, well,
Yeah,
do you know that it's nutritionally complete? You're getting all of your daily vitamin allowances on your all your daily vitamin intake that you
mm,
require
yeah,
on
yeah,
products.
yeah,
And people are like, oh, right, okay, I perhaps didn't realize that. And I
yeah,
just love proving them wrong and saying, look,
yeah,
here's me. This was me, and I did it.
yeah,
I absolutely love it. I think it's just amazing, and I completely go back to what you said. I completely agree. It's all about planning. Planning is key. Do you know, we still have social lives, especially at this time of the year. You maybe go out for dinner perhaps more often. You've
yeah,
got more events, but as long as you plan, you
yeah,
can you can stay on plan, and you can still see results. You don't
yeah.
need to lower steps to have a loss every week. And
No.
that's the beauty of it. But you hit the nail on the head when you said it's so motivating at the start, because when you're seeing the results so quick. I'm
Mm,
quite an impatient person, and for me, that's what I needed at the beginning, because I was
yeah,
like, I see results from yesterday.
yeah,
And I think it's so motivating, and then it becomes addictive, because you think, well, I've done so well, I don't want to ruin it now.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
when nutritional values come into play, and you start kind of re-educating the way that you think about food.
yeah,
I've had slimmers that have come back to me and said, I can actually cook. I
yeah,
didn't think I could.
yeah,
But that mindset change, and just experimenting with food as well, because there's lots of things that you can have that are just as yummy,
yeah, yeah.
making that choice.
I think it's like, I don't know whether it's a generational thing, but like my mum was always like, you can't leave the table until you finish what's on your plate, regardless of, it was irrelevant how much she gave me, by the way. I mean, it could have been piled up as like a kid, but I was still expected to eat that portion. And there is an element of, that being kind of like ingrained in us, but also it's kind of like, well, I just want to eat to feel satisfied. There's no reason to eat so that we feel stuffed and full and our tummies ache where our buttons of our jeans are digging in. Because basically, if you need to undo your button at the end of a meal, then, you know, really the sign is there. You probably have eaten way too much, not because your jeans are tight, but because actually you've just completely overindulged. And it's kind of like reading those signals that are going at you're satisfied, you're content, you don't need to carry on just to finish the plate. And it is that kind of like re-education of eating to feel satisfied, not to feel full.
And it's quite funny as well, because I've had a couple of slimmers this week that have said to me, how am I going to manage on 4 products a day? I'm going to be so hungry. And I'm like, process, have your water, have your products, you know, it'll be fine. I promise, just give it a go. And then they get to a few days in and they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it, you know, I don't feel hungry. And that's because the products are fulfilling your
Yeah.
needs, or your requirement to be able to move about every day. You know, they're nutritious and they're full of vitamins, so your
Yeah.
body is quite content with what it's getting.
Yeah.
um, which just, you know, it just kind of reiterates the fact that we don't need sometimes what we think we need.
Yeah.
Of course, the old favorite saying, isn't it? You're not hungry, you're thirsty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Dog is
Yeah.
like, I will be back in 2 seconds, and you can meet him.
How exciting. So yeah, so what I was going to say that you know, it's just about planning your meals and your products and just making sure that you've got what you need. Like I always have my water bottle around me. Who's that? Is that your dog?
This is,
Ah,
yeah.
your water.
Don't know if you can see.
Ah, hello. What's its name?
He's called Norman.
Hi, Norman.
Sorry, Joe.
No, that's all right. Yeah, so it's just kind of like there's so many I guess there's a lot of assumptions about meal replacement diets and products, and you know, it's just a lot of it is ignorance. A lot of people make unfounded judgments and assumptions on meal replacement products. So, you know, if you do your research and if you kind of, you know, see and take the time and effort to kind of really understand what you're putting into your body, you'll realize very quickly how medically proven and backed up that the one-to-one products are, because of its heritage with Dr. Alan Howard, and that, you know, it was from a hospital science lab that, you know, it was created. You know, it's not just buying it off some, you know, dodgy internet seller and then hoping for the best. These products have to be sustainable. They have to be, you know, nutritionally balanced in order for us to kind of like survive. I mean, that's just kind of like a bit of a duh. And anybody who thinks that we as a company or as individuals would sell anything that is not good for you just really needs to kind of relook at the research and do a little bit more digging about you know, the one-to-one diet in particular, to kind of like see that those kind of like rumors or whatever it is are completely unfounded. And you know, I'm a mum, I'm a very, you know, moral person, and the thought of me that I would be kind of like, you know, putting crap into people's bodies, which, you know, let's face it, some of us are accused of doing because of the ignorance of others. But it's just kind of the feedback that you get from slimmers who are, I've never felt so better, I've slept well, my skin feels great, my hair feels great, my nails are growing back stronger, I feel like I've got more energy. Well, that's because, like you said, you know, of all the vitamins, supplements and nutrients that are packed into these products. You know, they're not empty calories, they're there to do a job. And the feedback that we're getting is just absolutely amazing.
Sorry, that made his guest appearance and left. I
Bye,
completely
Norman.
agree, Joe. And the thing is, as well, do you know, that's why you can't like walk into a shop and buy these products. You have to go through a consultant, and a
Yeah,
consultant has to go through training, and they have to sit a test. This is, you know,
yeah,
and we have to do a medical form with every single client to make sure that we're giving them what they need based on their medical history,
yeah.
their activity levels, as you said, because everybody's different.
Yeah. And if you can get them off eBay, then you haven't bought them from a consultant. You know, so really, you know, be careful, and it's definitely not advised. It's not authorized. They are not authorized. No one is authorized to sell anything unless it's via a consultant that you have signed up with. So yeah, it's really good to raise that point, actually.
Because we want to make sure that we're giving the products at the right level. Do you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because, like you said, you know, how do we know who's at the end of a keyboard buying what not? You know, so and actually, that's like, you know, anyone can sell products online, but the fun bit and the best bit is the relationship that you build and the connection between the dieter and, you know, and as a consultant. That's the bit that I enjoy the most. If I wanted to be just a kind of like a retailer, I could have done something completely different, but I chose this job because I really enjoy like the support, the connection, and knowing that I'm helping someone like who when you probably have their first consultation with them are quite a dark, not dark, I don't want to say dark, but just kind of a bit, maybe in a bit of a funk, a bit of a rut, or just kind of feel like that they're kind of like they've, you know, exhausted all choices. And the fact that you can help them then get from that place to a place where they're hitting their goal, that's what it's all about.
100%. It is so rewarding. You know, and seeing that person progress and blossom into the person that they are meant to be,
Yeah,
build their confidence, and as you said, it's a journey, and we go on it with them, and it's a real privilege when you get that message and somebody says, would you be my consultant? And I just think, you know,
yeah,
they've obviously done the research, and then they've chosen who works for them. That's well, there are obviously different consultants out there, and we can, you know, we can have clients across the UK, but it's so important to get somebody that you have that rapport with,
yeah,
because at the end of the day, you're going to be working with them to reach your goal.
yeah,
So to follow somebody for a while as well, and just to get to know them, because you want to make sure that there's somebody or somebody's waving.
yeah. Amy, hi, Amy.
Because like we're all different, we all offer the same ultimate service, but we're all
Yeah,
individual. We've all got our own story to tell. So
yeah,
I encourage potential slimmers and potential consultants that perhaps want to be in my team, and you'll be exactly the same, Joe. Is just to get in touch and have a chat,
definitely.
if to see if we're that person that's going to help them.
You know what? When I decided to become a consultant, it was because in all honesty, it just came at the right time where I had just moved into a new house, and I had, I don't know, like paid for like the driveway to be done, basically, and maxed out the credit cards essentially. So I had a full-time job and maxed out the credit cards. And I was like, oh, I could really do with an extra little bit of money just to start chipping away at the balance, the credit cards. I didn't want to take on another job that took me away from home. I've got two young kids. I also didn't want to do anything that involved putting them into additional childcare. So I thought, oh, what could I do? And then this opportunity was presented to me, and I thought, oh, well, you know, I'll just do it alongside my 30-hour week office job that I was doing. And then in January of this year, I just kind of like had a bit of a kind of eureka moment. I thought, I've loved seeing the clients, I was seeing lovely clients, but I thought, I can really make a go of this. I can really, really expand my business for it to become my sole income, because actually, the more I was kind of like getting invested in it mentally and emotionally, the more I realized the potential that it could become as an actual business and an income generator. And I thought, if I really put my, you know, back into it, I could really, you know, be it what I want to be and work from home. That was the ultimate goal, to work from home. I didn't want to commute. I wanted to pick up the boys every day from school. That was it, which sounds really dull and really boring. But when you've been working all your life and you haven't been able to see your kids before 6 o'clock in the evening, you know, I felt like it was important to kind of like readdress kind of like the priorities. So I thought, right, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I want, my goal is between January and June to really get this business going so that I can quit my job. And I did. I quit my office job in June. Yeah. And it was the most liberating thing I've ever done. And it's the most scariest thing I've ever done. But it's that, adrenaline, and I'm just loving, like you said, well, when someone calls you up and say, hey, I'd really love to, be a slimmer, blah blah, and you just think, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm helping this lady or this person, and I'm also, growing my business at the same time, and it's so empowering. And I am not, when it comes to business and kind of my self-belief, like I don't really have that. Like I always think, oh, can I do it? Am I really good enough? I don't know. I don't really know enough. And the fact that I am doing it just shocks me. Like I don't know where this energy, this passion, this drive has come from, because this person didn't exist like a year ago. Like I don't know where she was. She was like her head in the sand. But this business and being a sponsor has just completely woken me up to the very core, and it's been amazing.
It is. It's so exciting. And it is. It sounds cliche, but it is. It's a journey. And my goal, I'll be completely honest, is to do exactly the same as you, Jo. I'm an accountant in my day-to-day normal job, hence the certificates on the on the wall. But
I couldn't zoom in, but I could clock them.
That's what that is. But I'm a people person, and I love helping people. I just love being around people. I love the buzz of it, and this is what my goal is for next year. I know that you were doing your goals today, and you inspired me, and I thought I must get from here down on a bit of paper, write down, and just manifest and make them happen. So that's my plan for next year. It's exciting.
Amazing. Oh, I've loved doing this, Katy.
Good to speak with you, Jo.
It's so nice. By the way, if any other consultants are out there and you're really worried about lives, hook up with someone, because it is so much easier to do a live with someone than to do it on your own. I mean, lives on your own are fun, by the way, and they're totally possible. But if you're not sure and you feel like you need to kind of like, a little bit of support, just having a chat, having a conversation, it just feels so natural. And it's really nice to meet other people in the network, because sometimes you kind of like get to meet and you like the same names keep coming up. So it's really nice to I'm going to assume that you're based in Scotland.
How could you ever tell?
I don't, I'm not that great, but the fact that you're in Scotland, I'm in Portishead near Bristol, and the fact that, we're just complete other ends of the spectrum. I know, Amy, we definitely must do our live. And the fact that, we're other ends of the country, and that we've got this dire business bringing us together is just really lovely. And it's been really, really lovely chatting to you.
And the last thing I was just going to say quickly is it's such a wonderful community. Whether you're a consultant or somebody that's on their weight loss journey, the support is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like it's literally a family. And I have made so many amazing friends from this. Yeah. I guess I was a bit naive. I didn't expect to.
No.
But really good friends as well.
Did you go to convention?
No, I was online.
Online,
but I will be there next year, and I'm so excited.
The thing is that when I went to convention in 2019, I'd only been a consultant for about 4 or 5 months, and I hadn't really understood or appreciated the scale of the business until I went to convention. When I went to convention, it was like a penny drop moment. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is huge. And I had no idea, and I felt silly. And I think that's why I hadn't really kick-started my business, because I didn't realise what a big kind of industry it was and the potential. So hopefully, wherever convention is next year, hoping it all goes ahead, we can meet up and toast to our success of supporting lovely, lovely swimmers, and hopefully our growth of business too.
100%.
You've got a really lovely message here from One to One Diet Inverness. Love listening to you both. So proud of how you're doing, Katy. Oh, that's so nice.
That is my wonderful consultant, Sam.
Oh, hey, Sam. Yeah, no, it's been really, really nice chatting to you, and we should definitely do this more often.
Definitely. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. But have a lovely Christmas.
Oh, you too. And thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it and have fun.
Definitely. Take care, everyone.
All right, bye.